I'd like to call to order the Park and Rec Commission meeting of December 8th. We do have a quorum. We have 4 mics or 3 mics and a couple others, so I think we're good to go. And let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As always, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Okay, we need approval of the minutes from October 27th.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, we got a motion, we got a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Unfinished business, Snowmobiling, Eisenbahn. I believe that's going to be Mike Yentz.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. This evening, our department is requesting a temporary variance allowing snowmobiling on the Eisenbahn Trail. The requested area within the city limits of West Bend is from approximately Jackson Street to Commerce Street. So basically the northwest corner of the city. The Kewaskum Snow Chiefs currently operate a snowmobile trail on the Eisenbahn Trail north of West Bend. This club would maintain the newly proposed trail from Kettle Moraine Scenic Drive south to Commerce Street in West Bend. The snowmobiles would travel on the gravel section of the Eisenbahn Trail where the trail turns to asphalt. The snowmobiles would utilize the natural areas along the asphalt trail. Like any other snowmobile trail in Wisconsin, it would be marked by the club and groomed also by the club to keep those snowmobiles off the asphalted sections. The Snow Chiefs would maintain a small parking area at 1920 Northwestern Avenue. This parking area is City of West Bend Park property. Last couple of years, we've been using it for wood storage and things like that. What we have up there would work sufficiently for the snowmobile club. The Snow Chiefs then planned on grooming the trail to the east to near Commerce Street and do a turnaround down there within the Eisenbahn Trail corridor and on the city property down there. The Snow Chiefs will be responsible again for all the signage and restoration if any damage does occur. This evening in the audience, Bill Lehman is here with the Kewaskum Snow Chiefs. Bill's been working with us, working out some of the details, things like that. We asked Bill to be here tonight just in case there was something specific or if anyone had a specific question. The Department of Natural Resources, Washington County Parks and Planning, West Bend Police Department, West Bend Fire Department, West Bend Development Department, Engineering Department, and the City of West Bend District 7 Aldermen have all reviewed and approved this proposal. We also mailed out letters to the residential properties along that trail section and to Mies Products, informing them of this proposal for this evening. I included in that letter the memo that the commission received, the ordinance, the map, everything. I informed them that we were meeting this evening to discuss it, or they could contact me ahead of time, give me a phone call or email. No one has contacted me whatsoever. I did not talk to any of the Mies family directly. I corresponded via email. Justice Model, the alderman's here, and Bill, they did speak with the Mies property owners or that family about the proposal, and they were also very satisfied with it. So the request for this evening would be for the 2022 and 2023 season. If the commission wants to do it, just a blank variance for the next forever, we can do that. If you want to do the variance just for one winter and bring it back next November or something for a review or whatever, or if you provide the variance annually and we do have some issues, we can revisit it at a later date. It's kind of up to you. Right now for this evening, for sure, at least 1 year, we will request it. And again, if you want to, like the one out we have at Quas Creek, we brought it because we allow snowmobiles at Quas Creek Park. That came before the commission every year, and the commission said just continue with that variance and don't keep bringing the same topic back. So, and we've had no issues out there. So, and if the commission does approve this variance this evening, I would have to take this to the Common Council Board of Public Works December 19th of this year, because the proposed trail crosses over Commerce Street, the Commerce Street right-of-way, and the Board of Public Works would have jurisdiction over that. This commission has, the jurisdiction with the park property and can provide an ordinance or a variance to the ordinance. You have that authority. But with the Commerce Street right-of-way that we're crossing over, we would have to take that to the Board of Public Works on the 19th. With that, if any questions?
I'm in favor, but I want to ask, would they be responsible for maintaining the bridge deck too? Because I've seen a lot of wear and tear on the wood decks from.
Yep, great question. So Bill met with representatives from Washington County Parks and Planning, and they reviewed that bridge deck and repairs and things like that. The Snowmobile Club would be responsible for any of those repairs. There are funds available at the state level with the DNR. There's grant funds for different snowmobile clubs throughout the state. So if there are some repairs somewhere down the line, most likely those would actually be state dollars that the local club would get to conduct some of those repairs.
Right.
But they did walk the bridge north of town. It's out in the town of Barton. That's why I was just trying to focus on city items. But yeah, I mean, those questions were asked. And even in town, if there's some damage to turf and things like that from maybe the groomer, maybe the sleds or something like that, the club would be responsible for repairs. So.
I would move to approve a 1-year variance.
Second.
Yep. And I'm 100% behind this because I think it's good for the town of Barton. It gets some people down there. I think the local people with the restaurants will be happy, and I know people will stop there. So, and I do like the 1-year
And review
variance,
next year.
just to double check next year.
Yeah.
If that's okay with everybody.
And I think we'll probably do it on the October agenda then.
Okay.
October, November, so that way the Snowmobile Club can prep,
Yep.
Accordingly.
Mike's got a question?
As far as signage, could they make a speed zone through there? It is kind of close to the houses. Is that possible?
They have a speed limit signs up right now in the city of 10 miles per hour.
Okay,
Oh,
perfect.
Perfect.
Right. Okay, good. Yeah, that'll alleviate some of, if somebody does complain, at least you got the signs up. Great.
Any other discussion? Okay, we got a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. It'll be great. All right, next is new business. Facility rental fees increases. Who's that, Carolyn or you?
I will take this one. This evening, our department is requesting 2 facility rental increases. The first one is for the Regner Park Beach House. This proposal or request would be a $75 increase. So we would bump it up to $325 for residents and $487.50 for non-residents during the summer, $300 for residents during the winter, and $450 for non-residents in the winter. And we would bump the deposit from $100 to $200. The completion of the beach house, the improved technology package that we are currently incorporating right now, we did install a 75-inch TV in the building with Wi-Fi in the building and outside. So that would be available for all of our rentals. And next year, we're looking at constructing a new parking lot behind the beach house. The new parking lot doesn't come with your beach house rental, but just the whole package will be kind of done then. So that's why this, having it all 100% complete kind of prompted this request at this point in time. If the beach house increases are approved this evening, we would request that they be implemented June 1st of 2023, because we already have some rentals on the books for early 23, and we don't want to go back and bump those people up, and we want to get past the construction of the parking lot. So that's the beach house. The second proposed fee increase would be for the Riverside Park Pavilion. This increase would be bumped up to $180 for residents, $270 for non-residents, and this we would request that it take place January 1st for next year. So that's what we have at this time.
Move to approve.
Yep. And I have, just so you know also, I have no issues with this because we all know costs and everything you have to buy and paying people is increasing. So I think you have to do this, so.
We did do some price comparisons with other municipal facilities and private facilities in the area. And it's always kind of a challenge because, like the beach house, okay, you get the building, a small kitchen, some restrooms, tables and chairs. But if you go to a private facility, there might be catering and a bar and this and that. So it's kind of difficult to compare apples to apples. But looking at our rates are still very affordable from what we saw out there.
Yeah, it's a deal. So we have a motion. Do we get a second? Second. Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Now we're going to the resolution authorizing and transfer a recreation fund balance to expense account. I believe that's. the
I will
money
take
guy,
that
Mike.
one also. Normally Ryan would handle this, but Ryan is busy herding reindeer tonight at an enchantment in the park, things like that. He's down working for Lori this evening, so we're happy he's helping out down there. So this evening, our department is seeking approval to transfer $8,290 from the recreation fund balance to an expense account for the Dirty Ninja Mud Run for kids. This funding would be utilized for 2 inflatable slides. For the life of the mud run, we've always had an inflatable slide and then 2, I'll say, on-ground slides. We want to get rid of those 2 other slides and just go inflatables all the way through. The kids don't realize it, but you actually go quicker and faster on the other ones, on the inflatables. But all the little kids, and that's where we have our problems, our backups, think the inflatables are like the coolest thing ever because it's a giant inflatable slide. So that's one of the changes for this year would be to incorporate 3 inflatables for that. So at the end of 2021, we did have $69,000 in the rec fund balance account. Again, this account is set up exactly for items like this, projects, large purchases, things like that, to support our recreation division. It is not, this fund is not used to pay for operational things as salaries, benefits, things like that. So that's what I have.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we got a approval and a second. Any other discussion from anybody? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Next would be the transfer of Project Seek to Lawrann Conservancy. I think that is Mike also.
I will take that also. Thank you. Project Seek was an after-school summer program that provided programs emphasizing recreation, environment, technological skill development, things like that. This program was funded by donations and grants. In June of 2012, the program was no longer offered. October of that year, the City of West Bend Finance Committee approved the transfer of the Project Seek funds to a Lawrann Conservancy Education Fund to be used for programming and projects at Lawrann Conservancy. The current fund balance is $12,679. This evening, we are requesting the transfer of $10,000 of Project Seek funds to an operational account to purchase a floating dock for the Conservancy. The project will include a ramp from shore to the new floating dock. The overall size is 32 feet long with a 10 foot by 10 foot, I'll say, head to the pier. Park staff would remove the current dock that we have in there and replace and install this new one. We don't have a timeline at this point in time. We're going through this process, get the PO, get it ordered, so we don't know exactly when we will see it if it goes through. The board of directors for the Friends Group of Lawrann Conservancy voted unanimously to approve this project to support the replacement of the current dock. The current dock is used for a wide variety of educational opportunities. It allows students to get out on the water. These kids can get out there, they can collect their insects and do the other things, the amphibians, they can see the wildlife and all that, but Conservation Supervisor Courtney, she runs a lot of different programs, gets those kids on the water for some of those classes in her adventure camps. Sometimes for some of these kids, this is their first exposure to catching a frog, seeing a salamander, looking at insects, things like that. So to us, it's important to get the kids out there instead of just along the shore, get them out over the top of the water. The current dock has been out there as long as I can remember. It has several holes in it. Dan's guys have repaired and patched and things like that. It's got a nice lean to it. We were thinking about putting a sticker Titanic on the side because it's getting just a little iffy. But not only for our classes, but our general users, and a lot of our weddings go down there to take photos. And I don't know how many brides would want to maybe stand on a leaning dock. So if the commission does approve this request this evening, we would take it before the West Bend Finance Committee at the Common Council for final approval to transfer the funds. So thank you.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
This dock, I assume, would last as long, if not longer?
It's the exact same material as what we have. To be honest with you, if the kids went to burned holes through the one we have, we wouldn't be having these issues. We have a second dock on the property that's in great shape, and it's the same age as the one we need to replace. The ramp that we currently have that leads from the shore out to our current dock is a little iffy, but so it'll be nice to have this, new. If we can keep any of the sections, we will, because if we do go ahead with a nature playground on the property, we would maybe take some of those sections, incorporate that with that, or use it maybe even out at Rainbow Lake, things like that. So,
Good.
or put it at Mike's house.
Which Mike?
Yeah, which Mike? Mike. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. All right, then we have the new meeting dates. There was, you could print it out if you wanted, or you can, that should be good to go. Are we all good with the new dates, everybody?
Yeah, the only notes would be 2 of them are in the conference room, not in this room.
Yep.
And then the Standard Park tour, that's the only odd start time.
Yeah. So, we don't have to, no, I didn't think so.
I can
Okay.
make most of them.
All right, donations. What do we got for that? Carol and Dan?
Yes, Mike mentioned before, we have a new 75-inch TV being installed in the beach house. That'll be a nice amenity for our renters. It was donated by West Bend Sunrise Rotary Club, and to the amount of $1,000. The balance of $29.96 was covered by the West Bend Friends of Park and Recreation. So we thank those clubs for donating this television set.
Donation from various residents. We have a donation bollard out at the archery range. We get $63 out of there. Those funds will be deposited and be used towards, we're putting up a new shed out there. So,
Good. So do we have motion to approve the
So moved.
donations?
Second.
So you got, okay. Any more discussion?
Just a question.
Okay.
Do the donations out there generally cover all our expenses for the archery range, or? Just curious.
no,
No, I didn't think so.
no, it's a good step in the right direction, but yeah, target price, and we're gonna be doing a lot of revamping this fall or winter.
We're fortunate, though. We do get a lot of annual donations. Whitetails Unlimited,
Right.
they donate funds on an annual basis, Pheasants Forever, things like that. So we do have several $1,000s in the archery account right now. And it's been really nice to sustain
Right.
a lot of what's going on. But like Dan had mentioned, with the age of it, and people, I'm glad we have archery range because they're not very good,
Right.
because they're shooting the target butts up really bad enough that Dan's staff has to replace
Well,
them.
there's,
So it's a good thing we do have an archery range in the community. So
Yeah, the 4x4s are taking a real beating out there.
That's good. That means
that's
it's
where
getting
mine,
used.
that's where mine goes into the,
It's getting used.
Getting
That's good.
aerated.
so, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. All right, reports. Chairman just wants to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We live in a great city of West Bend. Mike Weston.
If you haven't seen Enchantment of the Park yet, go down there. It's beautiful. And ice skating, everybody's looking forward to that. It's going to be ice skating again this winter.
Cool. Now, I don't know if you guys went online, but printouts, there's a printout from Courtney and from Ryan for all the stuff they're doing this year. So if you have any questions, I guess we could ask it now. But pretty well, this, it tells you what they're all doing and what they did. So all good stuff, okay?
I'm glad that Ryan included that every month he's been updating us on the lifeguard situation. If that can
That's
continue,
cool.
that's great, because
and one thing I should mention with that is we have started a strong partnership program with the YMCA for our marketing and training of guards. The West Bend needs guards in 3 locations: Regner Park, the YMCA, and the high school. And we also include the high school in all of our discussions. The high school has a class up there that people can get credit, for the students and things like that. So they're doing real well. For us and the YMCA, we got together and starting more of a partnered marketing campaign, because the YMCA is in the same situation as us. So what we're also promoting is, if you get certified with us, go work at the Y. If you get certified at the Y, come and work for us. Our times are a little different than theirs, so it's a good partnership. It's a strong partnership. They have multiple instructors that can certify their staff. We have Ryan, so for us, in some ways, it's been a real benefit. So, I mean, again, our citizen committee, that's what they wanted us to do, is kind of anything and everything we possibly could. And I don't know what else we can do. I mean, Ryan's doing a great job getting those people interviewed, getting them ready, getting them certified. And this partnership with the Y hopefully will generate some more lifeguards in West Bend.
It seems to look like it's going forward, so
Yeah.
which is a real plus for.
Yep.
And I saw there was a flyer for the lifeguard application. I wasn't able to share it on Facebook, and I wasn't able to do that. Who do I see to figure out how to make that shareable or whatever?
I can ask Mr. Schmidt.
Okay.
What, are you going to do it?
I would share it so other people
Oh,
can
I thought
do
you were
it.
going to do it.
No,
He just wants to share.
I missed that a little bit.
Just wants to share.
I'll share.
Sounds good. I know. I'm working on it, okay? Okay,
I'll think about it.
okay. Parks Project Manager Rick.
I can report on the status of a few projects that we have planned for 2023. Just yesterday, we took bids for the tree surety and street tree planting project for next spring. We did have a successful bid opening. The low bid is within our budget. The company is Dan Larson Landscapes, who's worked with us repeatedly over the years very successfully. So we'll be asking for permission to proceed with the contract at the December 19th Common Council meeting. And then the Bicentennial Park Playground Replacement Project for this next year. We took receipt of the play equipment just yesterday. We'll be storing that until the installation project moves ahead. It's likely going to be in the month of August. We'll be coordinating the installation with the playground equipment supplier and organizing the neighborhood build. And then finally, Mike mentioned the Regner Park parking lot project, which had previously been bid as part of the beach house reconstruction project. We're going to be coordinating with the engineering department and Kunkel Engineering to repackage that for bid in combination with the Vine Street employee parking lot. Hopefully that'll give us better pricing in a bid. I think the schedule has us hopefully taking bids by January, and spring construction with a desired project completion date of June 1st. And that about sums it up if there's any questions.
Any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay, we're all good. Okay, Parks and Forestry, Dan.
All right. A lot of you guys already covered what I was going to, but we'll cover some other stuff. Got some results. We did a fish survey this fall for a fish pond in Regner. It happened between October 17th and the 21st. They caught 256 fish. Fish are reproducing nicely on their own. There is an issue where we're going to have to continue to stock predator fish. It seems that the largemouth bass are really hammering everything else we're putting in there. They actually recommended putting a tiger muskie in there,
Really?
which I don't know if that's really something we might want to do or not. So they did They did get a very nice sized northern pike out of there too as well, but nobody knows about that. So, we got the ice skating ramp set up. Either tomorrow or Monday will be, well, I have to touch base with Carolyn, but setting up the lobby with the rubber mats and everything for the warming house. Forestry's in full swing. We've been doing wood line projects, right-of-way stuff. We've been pushing wood lines back. They start to impede on the lawn areas and make everything tighter for our equipment. So we've been doing Royal Oaks. We've done Riverside. We did Ridge Run. We just finished up Bicentennial Park. I think we're going to go back to Riverside and start working on the disc golf area. We've got some things rolling with that. Rick and I met with a contractor today for some possible T-pad additions, so we're gonna maybe do some work over there. We did get I ordered 2 new inflatable slides, which you guys covered. I was up in the attic of the beach house for a couple days running wire for the Wi-Fi. And I'm gonna be touching on some solutions for the wood lot, because with the snowmobile parking lot possibility now, we gotta find a way to get rid of this wood. So I'm gonna reach out to people that bought in the past and see if they want it, just to
Come and get it, or?
get it out of here.
Yeah.
It's a tough time of year because Doug's trucks or Public Works trucks are all pretty much tied up. So
Okay.
we'll do what we can to help you out as well. So
Can you at least pile it up on the sides or something?
we moved it open. We created enough of an area. I think maybe if not, we can always move more. Yeah, because if I call in a portable grinder, I might not be able to buy anything else next year.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure out something.
I might have a name for you too. I'll get a hold of you. A guy burns wood, the big wood burning, heats the whole house, whatever. So maybe he would come and pick up some of that. He's got the equipment to pick it up. So I might have a name for you. So
Yeah, I mean,
I'll call him.
Yeah.
I might have a guy.
Might have a guy.
I got a guy.
That's what I got. Thank you.
Anything else for Dan? Thanks, Dan. All right, Director, Mike Yentz.
All right, I just wanted to say some thanks this evening. It's a holiday season coming down to an end of a fantastic year for us. First, I'd like to say thanks to our commissioners. You guys are great. You folks are great volunteers, not only for this commission, but everything else you do in this community. True leaders within our community, and I always appreciate your support on different topics and things that are going on. I don't always hear everything, see everything, know what's going on, and I always appreciate your comments, your input on topics, or a phone call or email, something's going on. I always appreciate that, because I always need some support and guidance too on some of these topics. So thank you for everything you do for this commission, but everything else you do in West Bend with events and Kiwanis and early risers and everything else. So thank you. Also, I'd like to thank our staff. Our staff executes our mission on a daily basis, and I think everyone knows I'm very proud of our staff and our accomplishments this year and even before this. 2023 is going to be a banner year. I'm really excited about it. I'm really, really excited to have a project manager on our staff. So, no, Rick's doing a great job. He's been with us a couple months we have $500,000 worth of asphalt project scheduled for Regner Park this year. So that's pretty big stuff. And lastly, and certainly not least, the community. I need to say thank you to the community. This year we brought 2 major projects online in our park system, Carlcus Field and the Regner Beach House. Combined project costs $3.3 million, 2.8 were donations. $2.8 million to fund 2 projects in Regner Park. That is very impressive, but not only just the financial support that the community gives us. Go down to Enchantment in the Park tonight. You can look at all the volunteers. You look at all of our events, beer gardens and Alzheimer's walks and everything else that makes West Bend a really cool community. It is. 32,000 people. Look at all the special events we have on, programs, everything else. If you're bored in West Bend, something's wrong. Something's wrong. So, again, it's not just financially the community supports us, but just all the volunteerism at the Conservancy events, everything else. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Mike, if I can, on behalf of the Common Council, thank you all also Your work is very important. I appreciate all of your efforts, your time, staff, and volunteers alike. It's people like you that bring these projects forward and allow me to represent at council, and I appreciate all your efforts. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anything else for the good of the Park and Rec Commission? Anybody else? Anything? Meeting adjourned.